You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who loves the sin but hates the sinner, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Great to have you with me on this Friday night as we broadcast statewide all over the great state of Wisconsin from beautiful downtown Green Bay at WGBW. Conrad is riding shotgun as usual. How's it going there, buddy?
Yeah, it's going good. It's windy. It's really windy outside.
In the studio? That's odd. Stay warm, buddy. Our question of the night, ladies and gentlemen, is terms and conditions. Do you read them before you click the box? Most of the responses we've gotten have said if it's something big, they actually read them before clicking. If it's like Spectrum, a phone thing or something, I admit I don't read terms and conditions. I'm not reading 30 pages of small print before I click the box, but maybe I'll get in trouble for that. I don't know. But let me know what you think. 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. Great to have you with me. Terry Barr is coming up at 7:35. It is a bar band Friday night. We've got some great music on tap right now. I'm very excited to welcome my next guest, who was here about 5 or 6 weeks ago before his movie Green and Gold opened. With all this hype and anticipation, you probably remember Craig T. Nelson sang the national anthem at a Packer game. There was a lot of hype around the film, and the director joins us now. The writer, producer, director, Anders Lindwall, joins us over the phone. Anders, how are you?
Hey, yeah, nice to chat to you guys again. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you bet. Well, your film has been kept like now 4 weeks maybe in theaters. It's doing very well. I just saw it like a week and a half ago. Just a great job, buddy. And I wanted to talk to you about that and see where you were at now after all the hype it's not dying down, but you've gotten through that initial launch and it's doing very well. How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Like we try to I take this a little bit from professional athletes. It's like you try to tune out all the noise. Like you focus on what you can control, and that's like You make the product, you do your best to market it, and then you just put the earbuds in and try to get ready for the next one and the next thing on the path to distribution, all that kind of thing. So, I think we've always been really proud of it, and we've always known it performs well for just the general audiences, specifically in Midwest. And, there are folks looking for more of just like a family film, feel good film. Like we know it does well from film festivals. That's where we kept winning. It's like not a critics movie. And so it has been affirming. I think that's like, I honestly didn't expect it to last in theaters anywhere near as long as it did. Like I thought maybe one more week after opening, we were guaranteed, I think 4 to 7 days. And when it just like kept coming back and kept coming back, it was like, all right, it's wonderful. And I think that, kind of it mostly bodes to word of mouth, like good word of mouth.
Right.
Because we certainly didn't have any marketing money to get that kind of ongoing momentum. So,
you guys have
really thankful for it.
Yeah, you're being humble because you call it not a critic's darling or anything, but you got a certified fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. And when I saw it, there was a lot of people in the theater. So it seems like you're doing well in theaters and you're doing certainly at least well enough with critics. I mean, you got to be thrilled. And the movie has so much heart. Have you had a chance to watch it with audiences in a theater?
Yeah. I've had a couple. It was funny. We did a few different film festivals. So, right, we did one in Indianapolis for Heartland. Then we did one in Austin Film Festival. Austin Film Festival, and then the next time I watched it with a group was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and it was crazy to hear the difference in. It was like we were talking the same inside jokes with each other, and and that was really, really special. Just to feel like a lot of the subtle comedy just like slapped at the right spots,
right.
And yeah, so it has. That's been honestly really special to do is to you know, and because I'm a young director, I'm learning as we're doing this, and to kind of, you know, it's been special to be like, oh yeah, we wanted that to be funny, or we wanted that scene to be a little confusing, and you can tell, you know, just it's reading well with audiences, and that's been just really affirming and exciting.
That's great. We okay, so when you were on the show last, I think Craig T. Nelson had just sung the national anthem. We talked about
Mm,
Brendan Sklenar being in the film and his star is on the rise, and
yeah,
Culver's and all this kind of fun stuff. And lost in the shuffle for me, only because I didn't do my research enough, was this leading lady you have, Madison Lawler. It's
yeah.
really almost her story. Like, she's kind of the connective tissue for a lot of the different subplots you have going on there. She was great.
Totally. Yeah, she's amazing. You know, I felt like, because we knew, it's like when we got Craig first in casting, and we were like, okay, we know we've got like an anchor there, but it was like, shoot, now the other 50%, 60% of the story is this young girl, and she has to go eye to eye with Craig. And so we auditioned high and low, and we're really, really, I think that was maybe one of the biggest decisions I had to make as a director in the whole project, was who this young woman is going to be. And, you know, we had some other folks who were a little bit more well known than her, who had been in, you know, just a few different things. But she grew up in South Dakota and moved to LA when she was 17, I think, or 16. Like, her folks shipped her to her aunt and uncle out there and said, if you want to do your Hollywood thing, do it. And so in a lot of ways,
Wow.
her journey embodied the journey of Jenny in the movie, the main character. And, you know, this person who grows up in a rural community and just like longing for something else. And it was really cool to see her connect with that in a, you know, and I think just as a person, she said it caused her to rethink a lot of different things, you know, after coming through it, the process of this. But she's unbelievable. I can't wait to see kind of what happens to her career. And, yeah.
That's really terrific, and she'll have you to thank, because I would assume this is going to be great tape, as they used to say, for her as an actress.
Yeah.
My guest is Anders Lindwall. He's director of Green and Gold, which you can catch probably still in theaters for another week, but who knows, maybe even longer. Do you guys have streaming information available yet, Anders? Like, do you know where it'll turn up when we can watch it at home?
Yeah, so we're in the process of developing all that. So that's all kind of contractually happening, but it will be
Okay.
coming up most likely in around April 1st, if we can get things in order. But you know, in kind of like the obvious places that you'd expect. So,
Right.
but yeah, right now we're kind of like riding out the theater train and then negotiating those deals, because a lot of those deals, you know, depends on how it performs theatrically. Um, so you're kind of, you know, yeah, that it's like
Right.
a push and pull, and we're like locking sort of as I'm on the call with you half the time. You know, it's like it's right there. We're making these decisions. So
Well, if something breaks while we're on the phone, I would love it if we could be the ones to share that with the state of Wisconsin. So keep us posted
okay,
there.
sounds
um,
great.
so I love, what I really liked about the film is that you guys, you and your brother and whoever else contributed to the story, seem to have this affection or love for the earth and soil and
Mm.
nature. Where did that come from?
You know, I think it came from growing up in the UP and right on the border there, you know, with Wisconsin.
Okay.
It's like I was always out there in the natural world. Like, I was just, you know, I would go bow hunting after in middle school. I'd get home, throw my bow hunting gear on, and I'd head out to the stand until
Wow.
dark, and then come in, eat dinner, do my homework, and rinse and repeat, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think that's probably where it started. And so I think that was a theme we were really, you know, excited to discuss, because yeah, it was just, you know, it's particularly with like spirituality, like tie that, like the natural world
Right.
with spirituality with the Green Bay Packers, like what a cocktail. That we
Yeah.
that we want. Yeah, somebody called the film like a Packers mysticism film or something, which I really liked. I was
Oh,
like, oh,
that's
that's fun.
funny.
I like that.
So
But yeah, I don't know.
how do
Yeah,
you,
just from
oh,
growing
sorry, go ahead.
up there. Oh, that was it. Yeah.
I was just going to ask you, like, from the first script you guys had, like, I think you said you started this process like 4 or 5 years ago, the pandemic happened, all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. To what you see on the screen now, how different are they?
Yeah, I mean, pretty different. I remember the first I had written probably, me and the writers, we were probably like 20 drafts in, and you're talking 100-page document, do it 20
Yeah.
times, and those are big rewrites. And I handed it to one of my friends who's he's a second unit director for a really well-known director named Terrence Malick, and I was like,
wow.
Andrew, what do you think of this? And he reads it and he's like, dude, you're on the right track. You're a 2 out of 10. And I was like, 2 out of 10? Oh man, how about a 4, maybe 5 out of 10, that kind of thing. But what's cool about that is he blew a lot of wind in my sails. Where I was like, okay, I'm at the start of a really long marathon here, and so we reiterated and iterated, and I think so I think a lot of like the circumstances changed around Jenny as a character. When do you start her story? That was kind of the biggest thing to figure out, right? But the soul of the thing was always there, and that didn't really change. Like, the log line of an old dairy farmer in Wisconsin trying to save his family farm from going under, brokers a deal with the bank to extend the life of the loan. That's been there forever, So
okay. That's so great.
Yeah.
Do you guys have another? We have about maybe a minute left. Do you guys have another film lined up? Or are you going to go back and immerse yourself into commercials, or are you anxious to get back and behind the camera on a feature film again?
Yeah, we'd love to get another one again. We have another story that we want to shoot. It's an 1800s lumberjack film that takes place up in northern Wisconsin, northern Michigan. And that was, my brother and I were chatting the other day. I was just like, what's been your favorite part of this journey? And he's like, I think being able to share like external people, like bringing people from the outside to a place that you love, and then with bringing, having the people that you love experience a really cool and unique project and be a part of it, like the farmers, that kind of thing. That's like a really fun recipe that we'd like to keep kind of playing in. And so, yeah, hopefully we get a chance to make more. It's like, that'll probably come down to streaming, how it performs in streaming, whether or not investors would go again. And,
oh man, that's so great. Yeah. Well, keep at it, buddy. Thank you for giving us an update, and keep up the great work. We'll be watching, and break a leg.
Hey, thanks again for having me. Appreciate all the help here.
You got it, Andrews. Have a great night.
All right. Yeah, cheers.
That is director Andrews Lindwall of Green and Gold. Check it out. If you haven't seen it yet, folks, it's in the theaters for another week at least. Coming up, Terry Barr in a few minutes. We'll do Barr Band Friday night. We'll read your text next. It's Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
Welcome back. Our question tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is terms and conditions. Do you read them before you click the box? Conrad and I both answered the question negatively. Somewhat. Some of the texts have said when it's a big deal, like a home purchase or a job, you read. And of course, but I'm talking about like cell phones, banking, cable companies, especially like a city service like WPS. They can't screw you over, right? They're like a municipal entity. So I never read that stuff. The guy that comes out to read my meter is going to steal $1 million from me? I don't think so.
You never know.
That, huh? You never know, right? So let us know what you think. Do you read terms and conditions before you click the box, or you just click the box? There are no right or wrong answers, folks. Just your answers. From the 608, this is a great text. I got to read this. This is from the 608. Hi, I'm a first-time listener on your radio station. Just a coincidence that I was listening to earlier shows on this channel. I'm glad I kept it as I'm heading home. Not sure if this text will go through. I tried calling a few times. Conrad, did we miss a call?
Well, You know how the phone is.
I know how the phone is. She got a hold of us though on the text.
Yes,
She
she
says,
did.
on the question, if we read a terms that we receive, I don't. It would have concerned me receiving a 15 or 16 page document that you got from your bank. Wow. I think with that much reading, I would have just called them so they could give me the shorter version. Boy, that's a great idea. And record the call so you can stick it to them if they're screwing you over. I have a pretty good bank though. She says, or he says, I will make sure to listen to you both again. Have a fun night. Thank you very much, 608. 608 continues saying, my name is Eileen from Evansville, Wisconsin. I work in Cottage Grove and exercise in Madison. Wow, that's commitment. That's like a 20-mile drive, I think, to do the Stairmaster. Good for you, Eileen. She says, I'm not able to listen to you all here in Evansville. Lost you on the radio as I got home. I am trying to listen to it online. There you go. And Eileen, do that. Download the app if you haven't used it because it's very easy to use. And you said you were listening to Civic Media shows earlier in the day. If you have the app, you can just take it with you. And there's an easy way to get a hold of us. You can call or text right off the app. If you live in spotty coverage radio area, it might be better to just go with the app. I know a lot of people that use the app like it a lot. So thank you for listening, though, and thank you for finding us. So that's our question of the night. If you want to chime in, folks, please do. So earlier in the show, I gave my predictions. I think Conclave, the Oscars take place Sunday night. I've seen 8 of the 10. I have 2 more to go. I will watch them before the Oscars. Conclave is my pick for Best Picture. I think Conclave is going to win. I think it has all the aspects that Oscar voters look for. It's got Ray Fiennes, Stanley Tucci, Isabella Rossellini, John Lithgow. Great cast. It is well acted. It's a good story. And there is kind of a twist at the end. And I think that's going to resonate with people. And it won the Ensemble Award at the Screen Actors Guild Awards last week. And pictures that win that award tend to win the Best Picture award at the Oscars the next week or so after. 26 out of the last 30 years that's happened. So I think it's going to happen again Sunday. I think Conclave is going to win. I think Demi Moore is going to win for Substance, even though I thought the movie was just, I just did not like it. Conrad, you got to watch Substance.
The way you're talking about it, I don't ever want to watch that film.
I know.
Ever.
But you almost have to watch it for the carnage just to see how disgusting it is.
I'll steer
But I
clear.
do think Demi Moore will win. I think she's the odds-on favorite. I think this is one of those things where it's like a culmination of her career. People like her, they're going to vote for her. I think Timothée Chalamet will win Best Actor for A Complete Unknown, just because of what he did to prepare for the film, and he stuck with it for 5 years. It is a good story, and it's a good movie, but it's a good story about how he embraced the character and what he did as an actor to get there. I think Zoe Saldana. Here's my Best Supporting Actor and Actress picks. I think Zoe Saldana is going to win for Emilia Perez. And if she doesn't, I think it will be an indictment of all the drama that surrounded that film off screen. The lead actress, they found tweets people thought were racist tweets against Middle Easterners. That was kind of a train wreck. And the film has 13 nominations. And I think there might be a backlash. Who knows? But I do think Zoe Saldana, I think people like her. I think she's going to win Best Actress. For Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, that is, I'm going to say Kieran Culkin. Yes, I'm making a safe choice because I think he's the favorite there. The movie A Real Pain was good. But he did do a good job. He's kind of doing the same thing he does on Succession. Very similar character, but he's very good in the movie. Jesse Eisenberg was very good in the movie. If he doesn't win, I think it'll be Edward Norton for A Complete Unknown because he was very likable in the film and he did a great job acting. Guy Pearce is also nominated in the Best Supporting Actor category, and I love Guy Pearce. I kind of hope he wins, even though I haven't seen The Brutalist yet. That's how much of a fan I am of Guy Pearce. And finally, in the Best Director category, I'm going to go with Sean Baker. I don't think Anora was the best film. Even of these, I wouldn't even put it like in the top 3 of these films that were nominated for Best Picture of the 10. It was a good film. I liked it. I just don't get the Best Picture nomination. But that's me. A lot of people liked it, and a lot of people love Sean Baker. I like Sean Baker a lot as a filmmaker. The Florida Project, I just watched like 6 weeks ago, and it's one of my favorite films ever. I think he's a really brilliant filmmaker. But I don't think Enora's gonna win, but I think Sean Baker might win. We might do one of those things like we did with Mad Max Fury Road, where George Miller did not win Best Director. But I think that might not have won Best Picture. I'm going off memory here. Forgive me, folks. But I do think, I don't think Enora, it's kind of a lot of people are saying it's the favorite. I just don't see it winning. I could be wrong, but I do think Sean Baker might grab a Best Director because I think the way everybody talks about Sean Baker and likes him, I think that's why Enora is even nominated in the first place because it's a good film, but I don't know. So I think they might throw him the bone of Best Director, but not the movie. And having said that, the movie could win too. Really, folks, I have no idea, but feel free to chime in. Text me and let me know what you think about the Oscars, which take place this Sunday night, March 2nd, 855-752-4842. Text us on the stream or on the app. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, our pal Terry Barr joins us for Barr Band Friday night. So glad you're here. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Out there, they're probably alone, solitaire. I can remember when I caught up with a pastime intimate friend. She said, but you're probably gonna say I look lovely, but you probably don't think nothing of me. She was right though, I can't lie. She's just one of those corners of my mind, and I just put it right back with the rest.
Time to check out original music with Barr Band Friday on Nite Lite. Now, your host, Pete Schwaba, and special guest, Terry Barr.
That is correct, ladies and gentlemen. It is a Barr Band Friday night, my favorite night of the week here at Nite Lite, where we welcome our friend, Terry Barr, Max Inc. radio host. And she's as much fun to talk music with as she is just to talk about anything with. And that's why she's so much fun on the show, whether she has MP3 files or not. Terry, welcome. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I am good, good, good. Happy Friday, everyone.
Happy Friday. Did you have a good week?
It's been a long week for some reason.
Right. Well, for
Yeah.
what you do with all your duties,
Oh,
with everything going on in the news, I can't even imagine how you get through the week. So I'm just glad you're here.
I look forward to this, Pete.
Same.
This is relaxation to me. This is fun, and just being able to chat music and entertainment with a fellow entertainment guru is amazing.
Yes, that's what connects us, my friend. It's great to
Yeah.
have you here. So let me ask you this. Are you ready for the Oscars?
Whew. And there were movies that are up for Oscars that I haven't seen, and I really wanted to, but my 2 favorite movies this year, not in the run for an Oscar, they were the 2 sports movies out of Wisconsin and about Wisconsin,
Green and Gold
Yes, and Just
and
a Bit Outside.
yeah,
Those
just a
are
bit
my
outside.
2 favorite movies this year, and I could watch those over and over again.
Wow. Well, that's whatever makes you happy. That's great. I did
I
not
know,
see
I know. Okay,
just a bit
so who are you
outside.
picking? Do you
Uh,
have big picks?
I I think Conclave is going to win Best Picture. Um,
Oh, yeah, that's on my
yeah,
list to see. Mhm.
it's good. It wasn't my favorite of them, but I could easily see it winning. It was a really good movie. I think Demi Moore will win. I think Timothy Chalamet will win. I think Zoe Saldana will win, and I think
Ooh.
Kieran Culkin will win. And I think Sean Baker is going to win Best Director. So there you go.
Oh,
Who knows?
wow.
I don't know
Okay.
anything more than anyone else. I'm just a fan, but those are my dime store picks, if you will.
And have you had time to see all of those?
I have. I have not seen The Brutalist or I'm Still Here. Where I
Okay.
live, it's a little remote. I don't think The Brutalist ever made it here. Um,
Ooh.
and it's such a long film. I have to literally start watching it right after the show if I want to finish it in time for the Oscars. So, but I'm excited to see it. I have to see that, and I'm Still Here, and I'll try to see them both before Wednesday. So I'm looking forward to
You
it. Should
know
be fun.
what I love? Some of the I'm in Madison, so some of the
Yeah,
theaters in Madison are doing a buy a ticket, and over an entire weekend, last weekend and this weekend, you could see 4, 5, 6 different movies, but
yeah,
you'd
it's
be
really cool.
bouncing between theaters. So it would take an entire day or, you could split it for the weekend to go see all the movies. I thought that was really a great idea.
That's a great idea, and I love
Mhm.
doing that, and I would do that, like, just because I get on these jags where I wanna see 3 or 4 movies in a day, honest to God, and when my wife and I when we first moved to LA before we had kids, we would go to, like, Universal Studios Theater where they
Oh,
had, like, 25 movies playing, and we would just go in one, then when that ended, we would just go in the other, we'd only pay for 1 movie. We didn't have that much money, but, yeah, it was fun. It's you're just
yeah.
kinda movie hopping. It's such a great thing to do, so
I know, and when you do go to the theater today, there's still something about it.
yeah,
Mm,
for sure. We just
yeah.
had Anders Lindwall on, who is the director of Green and Gold. I don't know if you heard any of that, but he was on just we were kind of following up with him, how he feels
Yes!
after his great little theatrical run they just had. So that was
You
fun.
know what I loved about that? You went into the theater, and of course, you get all the usual but
Right.
before the movie started, they shared all the backstory. They had
Yeah.
interviews with Anders and then also with one of the writers, and just, explaining why this movie was so important and why they kept it in Wisconsin.
I love when filmmakers do that. I didn't know
Me too.
that that was gonna be part of the deal. So I went with my mom and my wife, and we got there right at the tail end of him talking. I was like, "Oh, if I had known that, I would
Oh.
have gotten there." But I'll see it
Yeah,
next time. But hey, let's
yes.
get to
Oh, I
some
know. We'll
music.
we'll all go see it again, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's get to the music that you brought. This is like sometimes we're just spoiled for choice. You sent 2 songs by each artist who are both gonna be on Max Inc. tomorrow night, which I think is
Mhm,
great. I
mhm.
I couldn't even really it was hard to pick 1 song from each.
Ooh, I
Um,
love that.
yeah, who do you wanna start with?
Let's start with Robert J.
Okay.
He is a longtime artist in the Midwest, now based once again in Madison. He's moved around the country. So he's one of these musicians where he's played almost everywhere, but we are
Yeah.
so lucky to have him back in Madison. And he is right now, the poor guy had to have hand surgery and
Oh,
he
no.
plays guitar. He plays a lot
Oh,
of solo acoustic shows.
yeah.
But luckily, he has a great band that can back him too, but he's really hoping his entire summer is booked all over the Midwest.
Really?
Yeah, and I
Wow.
love he calls himself a troubadour. Who says that anymore?
It's so funny you just said that because I have pictures up. He has, like, this kinda slideshow on his website. He's got a great
Oh,
look. And that like, the first picture that comes up, it's like this kind of, faded photo of him against backlight, looking like he's just playing a club. The first thing that came to my mind was he's a troubadour. That's so cool.
oh, that's perfect. It's so
Yeah.
funny. He played, for us, and I bring this up sometimes, at a different life for me at a different radio station. His guitar was busted. The guitar you see and the usual sound hole, it
Yeah.
was busted out all around it, and he said, "I
Huh.
don't wanna get rid of it because it sounds so good to me,"
Oh,
and he
that's so
still
great.
plays that guitar. It's
Wow.
crazy that he can make it sound so good.
He was I w in the research I did, which was not a
Yeah.
ton, because you sent some information, which was interesting, but he was the, artist of the year, I think, in Wisconsin in, like,
Oh, yes.
2003? That's kinda
Mhm.
cool, and he's
Oh,
got all
yeah.
these slew of awards.
He and he's so humble about it. And I tease him because I said, he's one of these guys you're gonna wanna see him on stage for ages. He's
Mm.
aging so gracefully, and I said to him, "Handsomely," and he's like, "Oh, stop." But he is also, because of his own experience, he had a child that got really ill after
Mm.
Christmas. I think he said it was probably 11 years ago. And if not for the help of specifically the Madison Area Music Awards, he thinks they would not have been able to pay any of the medical bills. And
Oh, wow.
he is a musician full time, and you know this as an artist. He didn't have insurance. Luckily, his wife had a good job, but it still didn't pay the bills. So he got help from the Mama organization. And when they got through it, he came out of it saying, I need to pay this forward. So he started what is now a part of the Madison Area Music Association. It's called Mama Cares, and it is specifically meant to help any type of artist, comedians, musicians, anyone that needs help, whether it's medical or if you're in a family crisis or you just can't pay your electric bill. That's what this
Mm.
is for. They have so far been able to help other people after raising like $120,000.
Wow, nice. Oh, that's inspiring. That's so great.
I love it, and the 10th anniversary is coming up, and so that's part of why he's on the show tomorrow night to talk about it and to talk about why it's so important that everybody help each other. I mean, that's the bottom line for him. Why can't we all just be kind to each other?
I know that you're asking the wrong guy because I don't really like anybody. So, all right, let's
I
hear.
like my cats.
I'm a cat personified. Let's hear the male
Okay.
vocalist of the year for 2003. This is Robert J. and the song. I had it written down. The March song. That's the one we're gonna play, Con.
The saddest march of
Yes.
all.
I love, love, love this song. This is Robert J. on a Barr Band Friday night with Terry Barr here on Nite Lite.
Stocking up on TP, cause it just hit the fan. Canceling our activities, remember to wash our hands. No school, no shows, no sports, no more basketball. We're marching into madness, the saddest march of all. No elbow bumps, no fist bumps, just social distancing. Sanitizers and face masks, travel bans and quarantines. No work, no gigs, no tips, no checks, no basketball. We're marching into madness, the saddest march of all. It's times like these we all just got to come together. Reach out and stay connected, try to help one another. So my friend, if you're running low, I could spare a couple rolls. I'll leave them out on the front porch, just drive by, grab them and go. Yeah, but keep your distance, yeah. Poor souls who are dying, friends are losing businesses, families are crying. No school, no shows, no sports, no more basketball. Marching in a madness, the saddest march of all. No Disneyland, no Broadway, no MLB. Just staying at home and laying low for the good of society. No school, no shows, no sports, no more basketball. We're marching into madness, saddest march of all. Oh, yeah, we're marching into madness, yeah, saddest march of all. Keep your distance, so keep your distance. Keep your distance.
That feels like when I was doing stand-up in Chicago in the 90s, we'd wander over to Kingston Mines or Blues Etc. occasionally, and it's like could hear him there. Like he's got a great voice and a good blues voice.
Yeah. And obviously,
That's
we know the song is about March of 2020. Whoo! And
the
it's
saddest
fun to
part.
listen to now, and I'm happy we are no
Yeah,
longer there. Ugh.
same. No, great song though, and
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be a great interview tomorrow night. All right, so tell us about. Am I saying this right? Sawasco,
Yeah, you
Laura
got
Sawasco. Look at me. Tell us about Laura Sawasco, who will also be on Max Inc. tomorrow night.
Yeah, she is gonna be by phone from
Okay,
Nashville
nice.
because, half of the year she's in Nashville.
Okay,
The other half of the year, she works at her family's restaurant in Washington, or I should say on Washington Island. And of course,
really?
we all know 5 miles from, the northeast tip of the Door Peninsula of Door
Yeah.
County.
Wow.
She goes I know, can you imagine? She goes home then half of the year to help out the family. She plays some tunes there, but
Yeah.
she's making a name for herself in Nashville. She's played places that we've heard of, like the Bluebird Cafe. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Well, you guys, or I don't know if it was you or her website where I saw this, but she's a quadruple threat. She can sing, play piano, guitar, and she's beautiful. And all of four of those are true.
Yes.
All right, we have to do a quick break. When we come back, we're going to hear the song Home from Laura Sawasco, who is a Door County resident, it sounds like, too. We can tap into that as well. Terry Barr is here. It's a Barr Band Friday night. We're coming right back on Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
I gotta get away, I don't
know where to go.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
Monday nights on Nite Lite. Milwaukee film critic Matt Miller will be on the show. We will break down the Oscars together, and the chair of the musical theater department at UW Stevens Point, Mark Hansen, will be joining me at 7:35 on Monday. Right now, we are in the throes of another Barr Band Friday night with our pal Terry Barr, Max Inc. radio host. Always fun when Terry is here. Terry, you'll get a kick out of this. This is a text from our Steady Eddie. He's a regular. He says, Pete, I've never read terms and conditions. I try, but I can't do it. Makes my head hurt. Big business has got me right where they want you and me and almost everyone. Though there is good
Yes.
news. There is good news, Pete, on this Friday night Nite Lite. Tomorrow, March 1st, is the start of meteorological spring. Yay. FYI, this year, astronomical spring begins at 4:01 a.m. Central Time on March 20th. I have already seen a couple of robins and heard singing cardinals. Hopeful signs. I concede I am no meteorologist like Brittany Merlot. She knows her weather highs and her weather lows. I would listen to Brittany read the phone book. She expresses the forecast with heart and soul. Maybe explain to young Conrad what a phone book is.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's
Yes.
funny.
I know what a phone book is, all right, Steady Eddie?
He's sitting on one, Steady Eddie. I'm kidding. He says, hopeful, steady, but still keeping my snow shovel at the ready. Eddie. Well done, Eddie. That was fantastic.
Wow. That's a
like
winner.
Serious effort goes into that text. Very well said. Thank you, Steady.
Man, way to go, Steady Eddie.
Absolutely. All right, so we're talking about Laura Sawasco. She's a part-time resident of Nashville, part-time of Washington Island, which I think is really cool. Why don't we
Isn't
play
it
her
amazing?
song, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about her, also on Max Inc. Radio tomorrow night, which is pretty cool, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So here's Laura Sawasco. The song is Home, and it's great.
Fields haven't changed since I was just a kid. It's where we played baseball and I had my first kiss. Change is overrated, there's so much that I would miss. when you live amidst memories like this. The sky is colored by the dancing northern lights. A billion stars can light up even the darkest Midwest night. Looking up with friends, drinking a six-pack of beer. We wonder what is going on up there. And it's not fancy, it's not fake, and it's give and it's not take. It's a place where everybody knows your name. And there's no stoplights, there's no crime, 3 bars to drink on a Friday night. Well, it's growing old with the people that you know. No, it ain't for everyone, but for me it's home. We know each other by the car that we drive, going nowhere fast down every road on a tank of gas. Reason to lock our doors, no reason to look for more. If you got a question, that's what the Bible's for. And it's not fancy, it's not fake, and it's give and it's not take. It's a place where everybody knows your name. And there's no stoplights, there's no crime, 3 bars to drink on a Friday night. Well, it's growing old with the people that you know. No, it ain't for everyone, but for me it's home. You can take your city lights, your concrete jungle paradise. You can look down at your patch of grass from your overpriced high rise. I'll be skipping those smooth stones with the ones that I know. No, it ain't for everyone. No, it ain't for everyone. For me, it's home.
That is a beautiful song.
Pete, I feel like this one hit you.
It did. It's great. And listen, I am a big city guy, but I love that song. And the way the lyrics just roll, she's really, really a talented songwriter.
Yeah. I feel like we should go visit her when she's home.
Yeah.
Washington Island this summer. We should go see her.
Oh my gosh. Let's do it. Let's get a little group and go see her. Does she perform up there, did you say?
Yes.
Oh
She
my
works
God.
at her family's restaurant and also performs.
I would wait tables just to hear her sing.
I would too. Let's do it.
Conrad, you could be the bar back. We'll get this
Sounds
thing
good.
going.
We got it. We got.
If
Believe
she
it or
ever
not, though,
plays,
Pete, this is her 6th album.
oh
And
really?
right now, this song we heard, it's the first listen to any of the songs from her brand new album. So here we go. It was a
Wow.
premiere.
Fantastic. Well, if she or Robert J are ever up in this area, I would love to have them on the show. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Thank you so much, Terry. I love her song about college days too, and I can listen to that later. So I have it in my iTunes now. So thank you so much, my friend. Happy Bar Band Friday night. And
Absolutely. Same to you and all the listeners. Have a great weekend.
thanks so much, Terry. Have a great show tomorrow night. That's Terry Barr. And this was Bar Band Friday night. It was great to have you guys with us. My thanks to Anders Lindwall and James P. Connolly. Go check out the Veterans event. And thank you for all your texts and calls. Good night, Wisconsin.
Take me to your best friend's house, marmalade, we're making out, oh yeah.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.